That is Oakland City Council member Sheng Thao, who will now be the next mayor of Oakland, California, making her the first Hmong American mayor of a major U.S. city and the youngest mayor of that city in 75 years.
A surprise search by the FBI. Agents converged on the mayor's home and other locations earlier today.
I could tell that they had already been looking into, some of their kind of pay-to-play type of activities.
I feel like I was bullied from day one. I felt like I was inducted into the mob.
I have not been charged with a crime, and I am confident that I will not be charged with a crime because I am innocent.
As you guys know, on this channel, we talk about a lot of stories about political corruption and terrible mayors. And today we're diving into Oakland Mayor Sheng Thao. She has a controversial tenure. There's FBI raids, allegations of corruption, and a recall campaign. This sounds very familiar.
Somebody going to jail.
How did it all come to this? Is Sheng Thao another corrupt politician failing her city? Let's get into it. Sheng Thao's journey to becoming Oakland's mayor is inspiring, but her time in office have been riddled with a lot of problems, a lot of nonsense. Thao is the first Hmong American mayor of a major U.S. city. Her parents were refugees from Laos, and she grew up in poverty in Fresco, California. Despite facing homelessness and being a single mother, Thao earned a degree from UC Berkeley and entered politics. She started as an intern for Oakland City Council member Rebecca Kaplan and quickly rose to prominence. In 2018, Thao was elected to the Oakland City Council, representing District 4. Her time on the council was marked by her advocacy for affordable housing, workers' rights, and environmental sustainability. In 2022, she ran for mayor, promising to tackle Oakland's most pressing issues like homelessness, crime, economic inequality, all the things that most of these places need to be fixed, right? Her campaign struck a chord with many Oakland residents, leading to her election victory. So how did this promising career take such a dog turn? But what went wrong? Mayor Sheng Thao's tenure in Oakland has been marred by numerous challenges and her just not doing the right thing. A lot of problems with her administration. Despite her inspiring rise to power, Thao has struggled to address the key critical issues facing the city, leading to widespread criticism and calls for her removal. Let's talk about all the problems that she's having as mayor. One of the most pressing issues during Thao's mayorship has been the increase of crime. Many Oakland residents feel unsafe.
Oakland police announced an increase in smash and grab robberies of people sitting in their cars.
The suspect breaks the passenger side window and grabs the driver's belongings.
People are getting desperate. So, unfortunately, with no police chief, they take advantage of the opportunity of no police being out there.
Oakland has the worst 911 response times out of any city and county in California. Some people tell us they get busy signals or are stuck on hold for 20 minutes or longer. That's during an emergency.
This senior has lived in Oakland for more than 6 decades. Marguerite Risher says crime has never been this bad.
I'm scared to walk the streets at night. I can't go to the store.
Oakland police report violent crime went up by 21% in 2023 compared to 2022.
She is making it worse, and we just need to get rid of her.
Tons of violence, such as the recent shooting at Lake Merritt, where over a dozen people were struck by gunfire, have highlighted the city's ongoing safety concerns. People are just not safe in Oakland. Again, it's not a big surprise, right? Many people argue that Thao's administration has been ineffective in addressing these issues. Is Oakland spiraling out of control? The firing of former police chief Armstrong is a significant point of contention. Thao dismissed Armstrong amid allegations of misconduct and cover-ups within the police department. However, this move has been criticized for creating instability and undermining efforts to reduce crime.
It's simply poor judgment on her part, just absolutely poor judgment.
The retired judge claims the mayor's first mistake was firing the popular Oakland police chief, LaRon Armstrong.
Former Oakland police chief LaRon Armstrong is speaking out 2 days after he was fired by Mayor Sheng Thao.
The mayor's failure to fight for the Oakland community.
That report said the chief and his department failed to hold Sergeant Michael Chung responsible for 2 alleged cover-ups.
To write a sensationalized report like you all have had the chance to read is unfair, it's unfortunate.
He says the mayor's decision to fire him was not bold, as some have said.
I believe that it takes courage to stand up to a bully.
Soon after.
I said from the onset of this that I was not guilty of any of these allegations. that the facts would come out in this case, and when the facts did come out, I felt like I would be vindicated, and today is that vindication.
KTVU obtained a copy of the confidential report regarding Armstrong's administrative appeal of his termination. A hearing officer, who is a retired judge, says his suspension should be reversed. She found that he was not in violation of department policies, and accusations that led to his termination were unfounded.
The departure of Armstrong, who has been seen as a reformer committed to improving community police relations, has left a void in leadership at a crucial time. Could this decision come back to haunt Mayor Thao? Obviously, another problem too, economic development. You can't find a way to make jobs, make money for the city, you're gonna have a lot of problems. And that's a problem with Thao's tenure. The departure of the Oakland A's baseball team, a beloved and economic significant part of the city, has been a major blow. Many people and many stakeholders blame Thao for not doing enough to retain a team, which has been a vital part of Oakland's identity and economy for decades, which kind of sucks. I mean, the Raiders left, Oakland A's is leaving, and this will always fall on the mayor when these type of things happen. The loss of the A's is not just a cultural setback. It raises serious economic concerns. The team brought in significant revenue, probably millions of dollars, and provided numerous jobs for the community, surrounding bars, restaurants. When a sports team leaves, that's a big problem. That's a lot of money being lost. Thao's failure to negotiate effectively to keep the A's in Oakland has been a sign of her inability to manage the city economic interests effectively. This eroded more confidence in her leadership, particularly among business leaders and investors who worry about the city's economic future. Is Oakland's economy on the brink of collapse? But now we're getting to the real meat of the matter, why she is dealing with the FBI right now.
The mayor's home is one of 4 locations that the FBI, the IRS, and the United States Postal Inspection Service searched on Thursday.
The allegations of corruption against Oakland Mayor Sheng Thao are multifaceted and has a significant shadow over her administration. Let's unpack this and get into some greater detail. What's going on with all these accusations? One of the primary allegations involved Victor Dong, Vice President of California Waste Solutions, a company contracted to handle Oakland's curbside recycling.
The FBI and postal inspectors searched the headquarters of Oakland's recycling collector and the homes of the company's CEO, David Duong, and his son, Andy Duong, as part of the same operation that included a search of Oakland Mayor Sheng Thao's home.
The conflict of interest allegations center on the close relationship between Thao and Dong, suggesting that Thao may have favored Dong's company in city contracts. That sounds familiar. So the CWS is not just any contractor. They play a crucial role in the city's waste management infrastructure, and the stakes are high in the terms of financial and environmental impact. People argue that the relationship between Thao and Dong, bolstered by shared business interests and mutual support, may have led to preferential treatment. This kind of favoritism could undermine public trust and raise questions about the integrity of city operations.
The Duongs and their company have contributed hundreds of thousands of dollars to political candidates on both sides of the aisle over the years, including donations to the mayor.
The potential for conflicts of interest, especially concerning given the significant financial transactions involved in these municipal contracts. So how far does this corruption go? That's why we see the FBI raiding on Thao's home. It marks a very dramatic turn because there's a lot of allegations of financial misconduct. Federal investigations are looking into whether Thao engaged in improper financial transactions or misused city funds.
We also know that the Duongs and Mayor Thao have been the subject of an Oakland Political Ethics Commission investigation for alleged campaign contribution violations.
This sounds very familiar.
Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. Getting up at press conference, talking about nothing. Learn the laws. I tell y'all that all the time. Learn from me. But because I'm younger than all y'all think y'all can't learn from me, huh?
While the details of the financial misconduct allegations have not fully disclosed to the public, the fact that the feds are here indicates that there's probably something going on. There's some chicanery going on. I wonder what secrets will this investigation uncover? And the timing of this raid isn't great for Mayor Thao. It occurred just after a recall campaign against Thao qualified for the ballot, leading to suspicions whether this raid was politically motivated or just timed to exacerbate her political troubles. Thao even questioned why she wasn't given an opportunity to cooperate voluntarily and why the FBI chose to conduct such a high-profile operation without prior notice. Could it just be a political ploy, or there's more to this story? Thao's trade delegation trip to Vietnam has also come under scrutiny.
And this trip
to Vietnam was an investment in Oakland's future.
This trip was sponsored by the Vietnamese American Business Association, founded by Victor Dong. While this trip's official purpose was to promote Oakland as a trading partner and explore economic opportunities, some people argue it might have been more about advancing the interests of Dong and his associates rather than the city. Was this trip a genuine effort for the city or another chapter in the corruption of Mayor Thao? Again, allegedly. This trip included meetings with high-ranking officials and discussions on expanding trade and investment opportunities between Oakland and Vietnam. While these objectives seem legitimate, the involvement of Dong, which has significant business interests, could benefit from such connections. Again, raise a lot of questions about the motivations of this trip. Did Thao betray Oakland for personal gain? And we even have more problems. Everything's kind of falling apart for Mayor Sheng Thao here. In addition to these points, there are allegations and ethical concerns have been surfaced. Thao has been accused of using city resources for political purposes. A former staffer, Alana Powell, claimed that Thao directed her and other staff members to work on her mayor campaign during city work hours. You're not supposed to do that. You gotta be actually doing the work of the city. Powell also alleged that when she refused to do this, Thao retaliated by limiting her access to office information and eventually firing her.
It was a gross understatement. And even from the HR of that, in the city council department, I feel like I was bullied from day one. Literally from day one, I said, oh, wait a minute, this is not the rate of pay that I was told that I would get. And she said, let me tell you something. Sheng Thao is going to be the next mayor, and when she becomes the next mayor, you're going to get $40,000 more than this. You'll get $100,000+ when you move over to the mayor's office. So you better sign it and shut up. And if you tell anybody I said that, I'll tell them you're lying. I had a lot of other responsibilities, and I didn't have capacity to work for her 24/7. She wanted, if my phone rang or buzzed, I was supposed to be on it. And sometimes that was 1 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes it was 5 o'clock in the morning. It was even on my anniversary. I was worried about my job when I got home because I wasn't on a campaign call in the middle of the week that I was not being paid to do. It wasn't my job. It took a toll on my self-esteem. It took a toll on my physical. Like, I now understand that stress will kill you, literally.
Yeah, that's emotional abuse.
This all sounds very familiar to someone else that I cover. If proven true, these actions are not just unethical, but they're illegal, further damaging any credibility that this mayor has in Oakland or anywhere else in the world. And again, things are getting even more and more terrible for her. Her lawyer quits.
Tony Brass, the attorney who signed on to represent Mayor Sheng Thao following the FBI raid, said he is no longer on her legal team.
When I heard the content of the press conference, it just became clear to me that the mayor and I had very different approaches or different philosophies about how to proceed.
Again, that sounds very familiar to someone else I cover. And then another blow. Her chief of communications resigns.
And new at 11, the chief of communications for Oakland Mayor Sheng Thao is resigning. Francis Zamora's decision comes in the wake of the FBI searching the mayor's home last week.
Not good. People are abandoning ship on this one.
But these departures are the latest developments in an ongoing saga involving the Oakland mayor. Last Thursday, federal agents searched the mayor's home and 3 other Oakland locations. Mayor Thao, however, maintains her innocence, saying she has done nothing wrong.
So when everyone starts quitting on you, it's not a good sign. People are trying to save their own asses and at the same time probably realizing that there's something going wrong here and it's time to pack up and move. But again, let's talk about her response to these allegations. What is she saying? So at a recent conference, Thao tried to set the record straight. She tackled the FBI situation. She insists on her innocence and expressed frustration at not being given a chance to cooperate voluntarily.
I can tell you with confidence that this investigation is not about me. I have not been charged with the crime, and I am confident that I will not be charged with the crime because I am innocent.
She also pled transparency and cooperation with the investigation, promising to share information with the public as it becomes available. She criticized the timing of the raid, like I talked about before. She thinks that this could be politically motivated.
The timing of all this is troubling, and we should all be concerned. We now have an active recall campaign that is a waste of time and public resources. And I have questions that need to be answered. I want to know what probable cause the FBI has. What evidence have they collected that justifies raiding the home of a sitting mayor without notice and without the courtesy of a conversation? The timing of all this is troubling, and we should all be concerned. And I have questions that need to be answered. I want to know what probable cause the FBI has. What evidence have they collected that justifies raiding the home of a sitting mayor without notice and without the courtesy of a conversation?
She's questioning the motivation behind the raid and the involvement of wealthy individuals in media outlets trying to paint a negative picture of her.
The day following the qualification of a recall election, funded by some of the richest people in the Bay Area, seemed like the right day to execute a warrant. I want to know how the TV cameras knew to show up on my sleepy residential street so early in the morning to capture footage of the raid.
I mean, there's a lot of questions that could come out from this situation. Why did the FBI choose that particular day? Why were their TV cameras ready to capture raid so early in the morning? Thao pointed out some of these things. Now, she did try to pull out this card here. If she was from a more privileged background, things may have been played out differently.
I am the mayor to all the Oaklanders who work hard, who are working overtime to do the right thing and to make the world a better place. And no matter how hard you strive and push and fight and stay positive, and that you don't give up because you believe in yourself and you know what you have to offer this world, that you just cannot catch a break. Well, guess what? I'm not going down like that.
So we're asking questions. Is there a deeper conspiracy here at play, or she just really incompetent and now she needs to take accountability for it? She thinks very powerful people are out to take her out. The problem is, if you were doing a great job, following everything above board, maybe this wouldn't even been happening in the first place. But Thao argues that this would not be happening if she was wealthy and had the connections like some of her critics have. I think it's just a really interesting way to try to absolve yourself of the situation, try to play the victim card. But again, let's see what actually happens from this FBI investigation. From what we have seen, it doesn't look great for her. Even if she survives this recall, crime is bad. Economic situation is not great. And there's some stuff about you being corrupt. Don't seem like you're going to make it to re-election anyway. But, you know, that's just my opinion on the situation. What do you guys think about this situation? It's very interesting. Let me know. Put in the comments below. Does this remind you of some other mayors that we've covered on this channel? Let me know. Put in the comments below. Thank you for taking time to watch this video. And I'll see you guys in the next video.